Let's jam. I don't have any peanut butter. Welcome back to the Consortium Interregnum. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I'm glad we're all very excited. You all remember what happened last time?
Not at all.
Nope.
Cats.
I was gonna say you guys repressed some memories about the cats.
Yeah, I can't think about that.
You also met an old friend.
Fern, that's right.
You found out more Fern lore.
He's a
Honestly,
you always-
the best lore. I don't.
You always knew he was a part of the intelligence community, and now you know what their front is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't give a shit about whatever Steven's character's god is, but tell me more, Fern. What was his second marriage life? Like, I want to know, what was his second marriage like?
He had a first marriage?
Brother?
What's the joke about him eating steaks true? Does he actually eat steak? He'll never say.
No, all I'm saying is I looked away for 5 seconds on the buffet ship. I looked back and all the meat that was on the plate next to him was gone. I'm pretty sure he's not herbivorous.
But yeah, so you guys did that. And I believe the next thing you wanted to do, because it's coming up, is try and lay a trap for the murderer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You all have any ideas about where to begin?
We know tonight's the night. We know that it is a creature of how do I put
Ill
it?
repute.
It likes college students, if you will. His MO
Usually.
is young adults. Usually.
It did murder the hotel guy.
Yeah, a middle-aged person.
We could also... We don't actually know that guy's age. He could just be ugly.
That is true.
Were the other victims ugly?
Who's to say? Beauty's a matter of opinion.
Friendly reminder that if you're middle-aged, you are ugly. That is just a fact.
I remember experiencing...
Just so you know, you become middle-aged when you hit the age of 24.
Yeah, I just hit it, so goodbye to my youth.
Wait, that means I'm ugly too? That can't
wait.
be right.
I still have 2 months. Never mind. I lied.
Alright, I want to, say goodbye to everyone during their twink death here.
Have you seen, British people? How, they just, go through, a major transition at, 24?
Yeah,
What?
I can't believe all the British people are so ugly.
Here I'm throwing shots. All British people come after me.
British people, please. I'm begging you. Stop being so ugly. You're hurting my eyes.
Use salt.
Use pepper, even.
A spice is a spice of life.
Use salt is pretty rough.
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking about it. Use salt is
One of your
so
fucking
mean.
signature foods is eaten mess.
Oh,
You got something called cockaleese.
that's pretty good.
Please.
But yeah, you were also told that another one of your friends was in town as well. The reporter White. You've not reached out to them yet. They are a reporter, so they're more than likely here on a story. So if it's the story about the murderers, they may have a lead. You also haven't gone down to like the police station. You could go down there and ask them if they need any assistance. You did talk to one police officer, and he kind of blew you off.
Mhm.
But that was just like a guy you found on the street, not anybody important.
I don't think it's gonna get any better.
You could also just wait till nightfall goes through and cast spells on yourselves to fly around and just patrol the city. Be Batman.
That is true. We could just be Batman.
Calm the night.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need actual evidence, which is something the cops have, unfortunately. But Lunu doesn't talk with any cops, so someone else has to do it.
I'm not a pirate. You think
You used to be a pirate. You're not even. No, you're not even relevant. I'm sorry, George. Your crimes. Have you heard of statute of limitations?
I'm not speaking with you anymore, Lunu.
Lunu.
Why'd you try to steal away his street cred like that?
Yeah.
There's a statute of limitations of being a pirate. You need to go out and commit piracy in order to call yourself
When's
a pirate.
the last
again?
time you've raided a village?
George, I still think you're relevant.
Don't worry, George, you're relevant too.
Your twink death was 90 years ago.
Did you say twink death?
Wow.
Yeah, the twink death. Everybody has their inevitable twink death.
Yeah.
I'm still on
Did
the
I have
cusp.
my
I'm still
twink
spry.
death?
I think it happened when you became a mother.
Yeah, it happened when you...
It went from twink death to MILF life.
I'm sorry, Blair, but your twink death was a long time ago. At least. How long have we had Basil?
It's been about 25% through a year, a little bit over, maybe like 30%.
Oh, it's only been a few months.
Well, remember, Oid months are different, Austin.
Oh yeah.
It's very stupid.
I thought it's just a year was shorter.
You are currently in the second month of the adventure start.
Yep.
And there are only 4 months in a year.
Oh yeah, spring months. Oh, that's right. By the way, Lunu, I'm not talking with you anymore.
George.
So my freaking pride.
Blair, go talk to the cops.
I like to imagine, George, you just go down to like the nearest docks and you just get like a small little rowboat, you just paddle it away. And you're like, there, I'm a pirate again, and then you put it back where you found it.
No, George would literally just stare at the dock and like, I should buy a boat.
You should buy a boat.
You could.
Well,
Nothing's stopping you.
sea shanties.
We have speedboats. You could use one of those.
It's an watercraft.
I thought so. Can't they be on the water?
Look, I wasn't expecting for Lunu to fucking insult George's pride today, but here I am.
Hey, George, I'm sorry.
No, you said you can't take those words back.
I know I cannot take them back, but I am sorry. I want you.
You're gonna have to go down the hard road of forgiveness now, Lunu.
George, we're trying to catch a serial killer. Get over yourself.
I'm just gonna go talk to the cops now. This is ridiculous.
While Blair is talking to the cops, Lunu and George have a reconciliation arc.
I'll go with Blair.
Thank you.
Y'all two need to bond over this.
It stood up for you, and then you stabbed me in the back.
One montage later of like a minor adventure involving a dog and a clown. And we
Watch
killed
out, dog! Watch out, clown! The dog's about to assassinate the president. Lunu takes the bullet. Lunu, no.
It's okay. I polymorphed the bullet. It turned into a hamster and splattered all over my shirt.
Also, the clown cut the dog. I don't think this clown talks.
I don't like this clown.
Blair just watches this entire thing unfold from a distance and is just like, what the fuck is going
No,
on?
no, you don't know about this.
Basil does. But
Yeah,
Basil,
I don't know how you
Basil will give you the story later. You're talking to cops.
And also facing your direction, I'm seeing this bullshit go down.
No, it's all happening outside the window.
Sure. I can see you through the window.
From the second floor?
Yes. That's
Oh, I get all those
You
details
exploded
that we
a
need you to
hamster on your
collect.
body.
It's just gone because you decided to not pay attention to the clues instead.
I mean, to be fair, what's going on outside is probably more exciting than what's going on in here.
Honestly.
I just saw a hamster explode on your body. How could I not notice that?
Also, whose president is this?
Anyways,
It's just-
hello, Mr. Cops. How's it going?
So you walk into like the police station, and that's what you say.
Mr. Cops.
Blair, please.
Hello,
pick
Mr. Cops.
different words.
You're more than allowed
No,
to
Mr.
say
Cops
that.
is my father. Call me Greg.
Hello, Mr. Officers.
So you walk in and you say that, and the person says, "Oh, I'm just the receptionist. I'm not a cop. Would you like to speak with the cop? Is everything okay?"
Yeah, we're basically just here to, speak with some officers about the recently reoccurring murders from serial killers on the loose.
I say, "Are you here to report any evidence? Do you have a lead?"
Just tell them the truth.
We don't have a lead, do we?
I don't think we have a specific lead. But
No,
we're here to volunteer our services in helping any way we can. You see, we're from the Friends of Bubbles.
The person kind of looks you guys over, and to be fair, you guys stand out. They're like, "Okay, I'm gonna go speak to the investigator. Let me see if he's currently in the office." And she gets up and she walks into like one of the back rooms. After a couple of minutes, she comes back out with a guy who looks like he's pretty much like, out of a noir movie, detective. This is pretty standard stuff. The guy's holding a whiskey glass, with some liquid and a couple of ice cubes inside. He's got a cigarette, and he says, "You're the friend of Bubbles," and he takes a puff of smoke, and he says, "You're here to help with going after this slasher, huh?"
That's correct.
He says, "Well, I'll be honest, we could use some extra manpower." And he says, "But before I do, do you guys have alibis for where you were during the last set of murders?"
So, I believe we do.
So the first couple ones, you weren't even in town, and that'd be very well recorded. So you could say that. And then the most recent one, though, you don't have an alibi. You were out looking for him.
Yeah.
But at least for the first couple ones, you could just be like, we weren't even in town. And you can be like, everybody like we're well known. We wouldn't be able to get in.
Mm.
And
And it would
you
be
were
pretty
seen
suspect
elsewhere.
for us to murder the person who owns the hotel we're staying at.
Well, or it could just be you didn't want to pay him. The guy says. But
I mean, we already had the room for free.
he looks over and says, "Well, yeah, I guess you don't have motive. Not that we think this guy has much of a motive. But I think you guys are trustworthy enough. Being outside of town." He says, "Follow me," and he brings you into a back room. And he puts a map out in front of you, and he says, "So the chief is putting all hands on deck for tonight," and he points to all of the different locations on the map, and he says, "We got plainclothes officers, patrolling. For the most part, we've told everybody to be inside. We've enacted a curfew for tonight. We didn't have one the previous couple times, but now it's becoming too often of an event." He says, "So you guys kind of stand out. Wherever we put you, that guy's probably not going to do a murder nearby where you guys are, because they'll see you a mile away. So what we're going to need you guys to do is try and cover some wide areas, move around quickly, try and funnel him into locations where we can corner him more. That's the best use of I can think about the fact that you guys are well known, and but if you have any other ideas, I'd be happy to hear them."
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense to me, Blair. Do you have like a different plan?
I mean, this one sounds pretty good, so that when he strikes again, we can find a way to, really corner him and take him out.
Mm-hmm. He says, "Well, as you know, in order for us to, use magics on defendants, as police, there's a lot of rules and regulations for how we can do that." He points to Steve and says, "So I can't condone any mind reading that you guys do. But that being said, you guys aren't police officers. And as far as everything's concerned, you're not even private contractors. I'm not paying you." He says, "You're just volunteers helping out nearby. So anything you want to use with that, that's up to you. Don't tell me about it."
Understood.
All right. Got it.
All right. So the plan is to cover as much territory as possible, like make a perimeter, so that if anything happens, it's going to be closer to the cops than where we are.
Yeah, so basically he's like, be obnoxious, as loud as you can. Let everybody know that you're searching for him and run around town. And then
Right,
once
I think it
we've
can cover ground pretty quickly.
once we've got some suspects in, we'll do it. And he points to a couple of locations on the map. He says, "You and your friends just stay out of these areas. And if the guy tries to make a move out of anybody in these areas, we'll definitely be able to see him. He's been lucky so far, scattered around. But if you guys can cut down the city a good amount, that'd be nice. He says, you guys have anything that you can use in order to kind of widen your area?
I know Lunu can summon familiars, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that could be a good bit of eyes and ears.
He says, yeah. Where are the rest of you guys?
Oh, they're having like a bonding moment outside.
It's like
Lunu
we're
and
both-
George
we're
in a
both
fist
cr-
fight.
No, we're both crying in a fist fight.
The clown joins in too.
No, they're the referee.
yeah.
It changed from like a colorful outfit to like ref stripes.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Let's take your punch like a man, you fucking traitor. Punches.
Lunu turns into a gorilla.
Oh fuck. Ref.
All right.
Call foul.
So the inspector says that you guys have a couple of hours to get prepared, and you can come back out and fill in the rest of the party and plan how you're going to try and cover as much territory as you can.
All right. So then we go back out. We talk to the rest of the group. How's the fight gone? How's the bonding?
You
going?
don't see anything. It's Lunu and George are back looking as normal. It's we're both sort of like dawdling on the sending slate.
Yeah,
No, we got over it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it was quite uneventful.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that clown doing over there?
Son of a bitch.
He's like selling balloons.
Lunu's like, that son of a bitch gets up and starts fighting.
Starts fighting the clown now.
No, George is holding him back. He's not worth it. He's not worth it.
He's not worth it.
Son of a bitch. It honks.
I'm still wondering who the president was. So there's no presidents in Aethermathy. He was president somewhere.
Resident somewhere.
That's a great
Look.
question. That'll be answered in another campaign.
Meanwhile, the clown and the dog get in a tiny car. It's like they were onto us. Anyway, this wacky side story aside, we're going to get back to serious business like murder.
Oh, no.
Right. So I'm guessing from the cop we got a perimeter of like where the other police officers are going to be and like a area of the city and stuff like that, right?
Yes. So the city is pretty much, clam-shaped. So roughly circular. With the, like the big cathedral and the big, like offices of the different holy orders, all kind of in the center. Surrounding that is more shopping and entertainment, which is where a lot of the murders have kind of happened, and then a little bit further out is a bit more residential. And so it's not so much that they've like circled like a perimeter for you, but rather they say, if we can get the guy to try and strike within these certain areas, we'll probably be able to get him. And so they just want you to cover as much of the rest of the area. And they do say to focus on the more, all of the murders so far have been in like the entertainment and shopping district, which is also where your guys' hotel is located. So they say kind of just focus on that area.
Okay, so we can like shrink down the areas in the entertainment district, because I don't think he's just gonna like go into someone's house and kill him. Maybe.
So far, that has not happened. They've all been people out on the street.
All right. Lunu's speaking up here. One of the things I can do is this is going to be this is going to be a little bit of a weird one. I can do find familiar and do the thing where I can see through their eyes, but just to help expand our range, I am going. One of the things I can do is cast conjure animals. It would only give us an hour of time with multiple eyes in the sky. But an hour could be all we need. Oh, wait. No. I was trying to see if upcasting it would have increased our duration. It does not.
You could cast it more than once as well.
Yeah. And then cast Beast Sense.
What does Beast Sense do?
Kind of like what I can do with my familiar, but I can do it with animals that aren't that.
Oh. Wait, what are my spells again? I think I have something like that.
So I could literally cast summon woodland beings. Oh wait, that's a 4th level spell. I don't have a lot of those.
If you have a 3rd level spell, I could possibly give it back if you want to use it.
Wait. I have conjure animals, which is 3rd level. I have a few more of those. But yeah, no, I can I can see through their eyes as well and try to like switch in between it. Like I'm my own animal security camera, if you will. Unfortunately, I'm a sitting duck whenever I'm looking through an animal's eyes.
Well, I can just carry you around.
Yeah, they store me in a large backpack.
Just put you in the duffel bag and then we'll be ready to go.
Or a papoose.
What about a little baby Bjorn?
That will work. I am quite small. Also, I just want to give props to Tasura for that wonderful little doodle using the stock ape with the little antler.
It's fantastic.
Fucking love that picture. The antlered ape.
The ape.
Would you post that?
It cometh.
Oh, okay, amazing.
But yeah. No, I can do that. You guys can figure out what else you guys are going to do.
I can run very quickly, so I can cover a lot of ground. I think. I can also use. I have animal friendship. I have beast bond. I don't know what any of these do.
No, those will be good because that means we can like recruit local like. Are there birds down here, Tom? Like,
There was a cow.
You have noticed there are pigeons. Pigeons do live here.
not seagulls?
No. There's no water or fish. There's pigeons.
We're in the
Where
middle
did the
of the ocean.
pigeons come from? Yeah, how did pigeons get
I don't know. Someone's invasive. Someone brought a couple of them, and it's a big city, so they
I got
thrive.
these from the River Kingdom, guys. I love these things.
Yeah, one person just had a messenger pigeon, because it was their pigeon, their pet. Then it had a couple of babies, and all of a sudden, the whole city's filled with them. That's why this. Hold on a second. So the other day, I threw at you guys giant monsters that lived in the sewer. You guys didn't bat an eye.
Yeah,
But
we
I
are.
said,
Look, Tom.
There are
We are at
in
the
city.
bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean already has giant
Connor,
monsters
let it
in real
go.
life.
I'll let it go, dude.
Right.
It's just a fantasy thing.
They're just. I guarantee you, if there was a city inside a giant clam in real life, that city would absolutely have two things. Number one, rats. Number two, pigeons.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's pigeons if you guys wanna try and get them. And then, of course, obviously, there are cats.
Yeah, so we can recruit the pigeons. We can recruit the cats. Do we still want to talk to White because like White might be
Yes.
someone who has a lot of connections out here?
Oh, I can also cast Animal Messenger to be like a walkie-talkie between us. We already have Sending Slate, so never mind.
Oh yeah, that's
Man,
true.
that spell is worthless now that we have technology. I mean, to be fair, we would have to make a poor fucking animal travel back and forth between us.
With the
It's
power of
just
technology, animals are useless.
Yep. I'm just trying to see if I can cast Speak with Animal.
Are plants useless?
Speak with Animals only good for 10 minutes. We could use Speak with Animal just to give them proper... I mean, if I'm summoning them, they have to listen to me. So... Yeah, no, So whenever we're ready to do this, I'll summon a shit ton of, creatures.
Well, we could go talk to White first, I think.
Yeah, we should talk to them first.
We can get a lead on who the serial killer is, potentially.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you contact them?
Well, I think they have their number on my sending slate.
You do?
So I will call her on the sending slate.
Hello?
White, darling, is that you?
She says, yes, but I'm not in Ormos right now.
Oh, would you happen to be in a giant clam, so to speak?
She says, are you guys also in Leicester City?
Yes, we are also in Leicester City.
Say, you guys aren't the murderer, right?
No, we thankfully have not serial killed anyone here.
That's
I
oddly
guess you could call
specific,
us
she
serial
says.
killers.
Look, we had to fight some
but
monsters
yeah,
that showed up the other day from the sewers, so it's like we have technically killed some things here, but it was for a good cause to help out.
Yeah, most of the
Town.
people we have killed have already been dead.
That too.
So you guys make a point to meet up in person, so you don't need to do it all over the descending slate. So you guys meet up in like a little cafe that's outside of one of the theaters in the entertainment district, and she says, "All right, let's compare notes. What do you guys know about it?"
We thought the MO was something, and then it was not that.
She says, "Oh, you think that that it wasn't just an accident, that the MO itself has changed, or is not what we originally thought?"
Well, if your mom's the horror guy, how old was he when he died?
She pulls out a notebook, and she says, "Looks like he was 57. He was a Simic hybrid. I'm assuming since he was like based off of that age, that'd be way too young if he was like an elf or something that was long lived. So he probably was a human. So that means that he probably was old."
Were the other people who got killed elves?
She flips through and she says one of them was an elf. It was an elf Simic hybrid. They were about 135, so that still tracks with the MO of them being young based off of the race.
Okay.
But if the actual, like, it could just be that it was just a coincidence, and maybe the actual age doesn't matter.
Okay, so is there anything else that these people had in common, is a question.
She brings up her profiles of them. And roll me an investigation check.
Oops.
Let's see.
If someone's trained in investigation, they can help.
Not me.
No one is.
George is really good at perceiving, not perception.
You know, if Lunu dies, I'm rolling a wizard.
Or if I died, I was going to do an artificer. I don't know.
Yeah, Tom campaigns, if you're not playing a smart person, then...
What are you talking about? You guys have gotten plenty far without being smart.
12.
We now hit the roadblock.
Well, that didn't last that long.
Can I cast guidance? I know I didn't say it, but...
Yeah, you can cast guidance for this.
Can I also, like, bolster myself or something? I can use one of my little ability slots to add a D3 to an attack.
Wait, I might have
roll.
something as well. Wheel. Oh, I can wheel and woe you too. It's an ability check, which skill check is under that label. So you can add a D4 and a D6 to that. So I'm going to use one of my wheel. Well, first it's so that's 15.
Alright, so that brings it to 15.
And then with wheel, 18.
Okay, that's probably good. Right?
All right. Tasura, as you're looking through these documents, you know, it's not like your usual thing to like go through data and figure all this other stuff out. But you are very good at a lot of things. And one of the things that you notice is the general locations. It seems like there's a little bit of a pattern. And it seems like each one kind of moves an equal distance away from the previous one. It's not, upon closer look, it's not down to like an exact amount. It's still kind of general, and that's probably why it hasn't been picked up. But based off of this, you might be able to narrow down the city a good amount more. And you do see that in the area that you think that, based off of the previous murders, the next one's going to take place somewhere within this larger section of the city. There is a section for that the inspector had marked down for you. So that's probably the best place to try and lead the person to. And if you guys focus on filling up the rest of that area, the person will probably have no choice but to go to that one.
Okay, so it looks like he's targeting certain areas. Like the person's going in all of these different directions. So maybe if we stake out here, here, and here, then we can force him over there.
Do you fill her in on the police's plan?
I mean, yeah. Like, we're gonna let her be the first person on the scoop.
All right. She appreciates that. And she says, "Yeah, this could this could work."
Freedom of press. Give press important case notes, please.
Look, there's one thing I'm kind of worried about with telling her, is the fact that what if this causes her to just be in harm's way because she's gonna be in the proper area.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna show up.
Yeah, she would be upset if she wasn't. Let's be real. It's either we're responsible for it or she's responsible for it. There's no her getting out of harm's way.
I mean, all I did was give her information. I'm not gonna be responsible for her death if something happens.
I mean, you could also just make sure that she comes with you, rather,
I feel like that's a bit safer, yeah.
Are you gonna have Basil and your mind flayer friend come with you?
Yeah, because he can just conveniently mind read people.
George
It'd be really great for confirming the identity of the serial killer.
George can pretend to be our hot teen.
Good.
Or me, because I'm not that far away from, college age and shit.
Cut to next scene, George is wearing, a skirt and makeup.
And
it looks like fucking... No, it looks like whenever they put Grimm from Grimm Adventures with Billy and Mandy in makeup.
All right, roll me. Roll me a disguise check.
What would that be? I don't have the tools.
Deception.
Then it's
deception.
If you fail, I will also try.
Then it's just a flat charisma roll.
Austin,
deception is flat, so that's
okay.
May I also attempt to disguise myself as well?
Well, so remember, guys, they don't want you to be disguised. They want you to scare the guy out of the area into their area.
Yeah, I'm scared folks already.
The benefit of having Austin's character dress up is that everybody's gonna know it's him.
Yeah. Not if I use my reaction to increase his result.
So if he walks around in a disguise and the murderer sees him, he's gonna be like, well, that's obviously the friend of Bubbles trying to catch me. I should go somewhere else.
So I'm sure a 14 was a great job. No one can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Amazing.
So, I mean, if you wanted to dress up as well, I won't stop you.
Are you sure this would even work? Lunu.
What?
Guys.
I think you look good.
The skirt makes
I was wrong about your twink death.
Well, that's just because he doesn't have any flesh.
Good.
Or low amounts of flesh. Alright. What's next? What else are you guys going to do? You've actually got some pretty good preparation. If there's anything else.
When it's about time, I know Lunu is going to turn on the animal surveillance.
And Steven, did you dress up as well?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a disguise check. No, it's not deception, it's disguise.
Yeah, it's just I only rolled deception because I had no disguise skill.
Oh, well then what's disguise? There's no skill called disguise.
It would
yeah, there is. It's a disguise kit. It's not on there. If you don't have it, it means you're just not proficient. So we can take that roll because it's still a pretty good roll. It's just you don't get the proficiency bonus, so it would be a 14 instead. So it would be the same.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, the disguises look good. You could actually probably, like, if you wanted to look like yourself but younger, you'd be pretty successful with that. If you wanted to look like someone else, you also probably could. It's just Austin's like a half skeleton, so it's like, you know,
Well,
even if he
no,
doesn't
yeah.
look like himself, a 14 isn't good enough to make yourself not look like a skeleton.
No,
But
yeah, I'll go with myself, but like younger.
I have eating
And I'll
disorder.
probably, yeah, because I can use like I have my other, I guess, disguise technically. But what's same when I use the drag show where I have like my green hair instead.
Yeah, but that's more of a what is it? An alter ego than a full-on disguise. So that's why
true.
I've been making you roll the disguise checks for that because
Okay.
that's established.
Yeah.
All right. Cinna, you said that your plan was just run really fast through the area in order to try and cover as much ground as possible.
Yeah, be fast.
All right. What are you guys gonna have the 3 NPCs do?
That's a good question.
I guess we should disguise William so that he can like sneak around and like read people's minds and stuff. Just be plain clothes, read people's minds.
So you want him to like put on a mask to show that he's not.
I have something. Does disguise self work on other people?
I'm pretty sure no, but maybe.
Does he have disguise self in his spell book?
Oh, that's a good question. I have this thing up. Let me see.
I feel like he would.
He does. It's on there. He's like, yeah, I could disguise myself. What should I look like?
Lunu. That way he thinks it's Lunu. When we lure up, when we like hurt him.
How tall are you?
I myself, Lunu.
Yeah.
It says 5 foot, but it's more like 4'7". More like he's more like 4'7". He ain't that tall.
All right. So this version of Luna would be at least a foot taller, probably a little bit.
This is the 5 foot Lunu.
Well, no, so the mind flayers are tall. The guy is like 6.5, 7 feet, so he can only drop down at most a foot.
5'7" Lunu.
Yeah, that's and that's like him like really pushing it.
Look, he hasn't met me.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is very funny. I love this episode.
So he says, yeah, so I could keep it up for 4 hours before I run out of first level spell slots. But I could do it all night if I really had to. I would just, have to burn through higher level spell slots.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get my army of animals ready whenever we're set to patrol here.
All right. What are the hours on it?
Conjure animal is up for an hour. Find familiar is you know what it is.
Yeah, it's forever.
Yeah. So with find familiar, I make a pigeon. That one's name is Pedro. Then with the 8 other pigeons I make,
well, hold up a second. Isn't conjure animal random animals? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, it is not random.
What am I thinking of?
Probably summon woodland critters.
That's probably what it is. That makes more sense. All right. Yeah. You summon. So it's a total of 9 pigeons.
And their names are as follows.
Okay.
Pasquale.
I'm not gonna remember them.
Patrice.
Okay.
Pingus.
Mm-hmm.
Potato. Pasta bread bowl. Pauline. How many is that so far?
You're at 6.
Penguin. And patchouli.
All right. I've taken detailed notes.
Yep, you're welcome.
Of all of them.
I'm glad I wasted this time here.
Yeah, I haven't done that. Whichever one dies first, it's breadbasket that dies.
It's pasta bread roll. Thank you.
Yeah, breadbasket.
I tell my pigeons, we're looking for a suspicious character.
I don't know. You seem pretty suspicious here, Bob.
Yeah, I don't have to speak with animals on.
This guy, he's a druid, but he doesn't speak to animals. Not
actually,
pigeons.
let me actually.
You should just have the ability to speak to small animals.
No, I can just cast it. It's fine. I cast speak with animals. And I'm like, alright, listen up, fellas. We got a serial killer on the loose. If you see anyone suspicious...
Oh, man. You're killing. That's
They're
crazy.
gonna be following young people that look like
Do they follow pigeons?
they don't follow pigeons, which is why you guys make the perfect spies.
I thought they'd be more treacherous because, well, we're pigeons. We're like nature's laughing joke.
Yeah, no one's hunting you. They're hunting people.
Oh yeah, this is Patchouli, by the way. I'm the leader.
I always knew you were the leader, Patchouli.
I know, that's because I eat the young.
Man, it's gonna be messed up when you find out you're not real. Anyway.
Alright, fellas, let's go find this guy.
Alright. So they scatter. You probably give them like a range to look in order to narrow everybody else's range.
I'm also casting the beast sense on them. So it's 3 fucking spells. Jeez. At least find
What
familiar.
spell slot did you use?
1 3rd level. 1 2nd level.
So, Connor, I have good news and bad news.
What's the bad news? Can I not use the beast sense?
So, both beast sense and conjure animals is concentration.
Okay. I'm gonna keep up.
Beast sense is a ritual, so you could cast it without a spell if you wanted to do it on normal animals. That was the good news. The bad news was kind of worse than the good news, so I was kind of hoping you were gonna lean in with the good news first.
I'm gonna ditch the fact that I cast beast sense. I'm gonna retract that statement since I can't. And then I'm going to just tell them to contact me if they see something. If
you just have one of them be in charge of flying back and forth.
Yeah.
I
also have my familiar who I can definitely switch.
Yes.
And he can look through my eyes and basically tail my other birds basically.
Mm-hmm. So because you're trying, like, you want to like actually have the murderer see these in order to get them to not commit a murder within that specific area. Is there anything that these pigeons like showcase of their like fey ancestry, so that way someone looking up would be like, that's not a normal pigeon?
All of them have my little antlers.
Okay. I had a feeling that that's what they would all look like in my head, but I figured I should have.
You realize this design flaw is they now become unaerodynamic as they all fall to their depths.
It's okay. They're from the Feywild. Physics doesn't.
There's literally a creature in the monster manual that is a giant bird with a deer head.
That is true. That's right. Forgot about those things.
Look, aerodynamic is for nerds. All right.
It'd just be funny if they did have them, but their little heads couldn't keep them up.
Yeah, the aerodynamics isn't the problem, but the weight, their little necks just can't support it.
Good. The rare dive bomber pigeons. Not because they dive bomb their enemies, they fall out of the sky to hit them.
Alright, Cinna, I'm gonna have you roll me 3 athletics checks.
Okay, cool. So, just to like help myself out.
Sprinting through the areas that you've cordoned off.
Yeah, just to help myself out, I'm going to use bolster magic on myself, which gives me a D3 to ability checks for 10 minutes,
How many times can you do that?
like 3.
Okay. So you'd have to use because these are checks that are going to be going throughout the night.
Mhm.
So you can do it for each one, but you would have to use a use for each one. If that makes
All
any
right.
sense.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to be like caught too unaware, so I'll use them.
And then if Lunu's on your back, then you can also get guidance for each of those. Lunu can just be hitting you with some guidance.
Yeah,
It would be nice if you did.
I am.
So in addition to your roll, you can roll the d4 for each of them.
Okay, so that's a 14 to start. Oh, gross.
Guidance.
Okay, that one's a 17. And that one's a
Oh, that one's
24.
definitely gonna do it. So yeah, you don't even need to worry about. So you still got one use left of that ability. You would
Okay,
need to
nice.
use it on this one. So I'm gonna need you to roll me one Constitution saving throw.
20.
Yeah, you're good. You're able to for what will be the whole night, assuming nothing happens. You're able to keep up a steady pace and cover your area pretty effectively. What's Basil doing?
Is there any spells that can help us out here?
Basil says, I can turn invisible for up to 2 hours and run around.
That sounds incredibly useful. Well, how about this? If he comes... I mean, Basil could possibly be with me, but, like, invisible, so if I try to be...
Basil says, wait, I don't know how to count. I can be invisible for 4 hours.
Oh! Even better.
Hmm.
But yeah, you could just, like, be with us, and if you see any suspicious person about to, like, murder us...
Basil says, I'm sorry, I can't count. I can only be invisible for 2 hours. This isn't a bit. This is me reading his thing wrong. But it's turning into a bit.
So I'm just wondering how I can help as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to be the you rolled your disguise in order you're going to walk around the town being like, oh no, don't murder me. And the person's going to be very obvious, like you're well set. You were the first one to have your section covered.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be actually masquerading a younger person. Possibly away from Connar then? To give him even more incentive to not be farther away from the cops, his ambush place.
Mm-hmm.
And I can have Basil just, like, you know, invisible nearby, waiting to fucking jump the guy.
So Basil's backup?
Yeah. In case he tries to casually murder me.
And where is White gonna be?
That's a great question.
Hey, question, how many hit points does Basil have?
A lot.
Basil's HP is 69.
Nice.
Nice. Alright, I was just wondering in child form.
No, that's it in child form.
Okay.
He'd actually have a lot more if he was in dragon form.
He has more health than me, even in child form, which is crazy.
That's kind of sad.
Some guardian I am. Well, actually, I guess technically Basil's being my guardian in this scenario. But that's
Mom,
besides
why are
the
you
point.
dressed like that?
Look, Basil, darling, I'm just trying to recapture a bit of my youth. To capture a serial killer.
This is like all of like the Gen Alpha people with their millennial parents. Their millennial parents are like, look, we're dressing in the 90s.
God.
Recapture that youth, early 2000s.
Meanwhile, all those other kids at school, like, where's your mom hot? Shut up!
That's Blair. She's the hot mom.
Good.
You know your son's gonna get bullied.
For having a hot mom? No, they won't.
Yeah,
They
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 will.
definitely would.
They will.
Why are they bullying them for the hot mom? Wouldn't they want to get in with the hot mom? I'm so confused.
There was like the mom with the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what's happening. I don't have an OnlyFins anymore.
Anymore.
Mom, they found your old
confused.
OnlyFins.
What?
That's impossible. I deleted it years ago.
Mom,
They found
I'm
They
ruined.
found it in the Discord server. Oh no! Not my
The worst-
OnlyFins Discord server.
The worst part about this is that is exactly where Basil would find this information.
Oh no!
But anyway, where's White gonna be?
Where is our Mind Flayer friend going?
You just tell him to go wherever you want. He's disguised as Lunu. I'm assuming just doing a patrol. If you wanted him to go with somebody or to go by himself.
I would have White go with our friend here. And I'm gonna have with my eyes in the sky, I'm definitely having one pigeon keep an eye on them. You know.
Okay.
Have White go with them.
All right, so I believe that's everybody. So we begin. Highs or lows?
Oh god, hi.
Yeah, we go in highs.
Yeah, can we get much higher?
So high. So high.
Well, guys, you had a really high chance of this working because everything was super well planned. But sometimes the dice roll low when you say hi.
That's impossible. It's always high.
It's like 90% of the time high.
Luckily, due to the percentile, you guys are still good. You guys are all scattered around. And you get an alert from the detective who says he pings the location and says the plan seems to have worked, and it is indeed in the location that you were expecting the guy to show up. And he says, "Come quickly. We could use your help."
What's
So you all go to the location, and when you get there, there has been yet another murder. So there is indeed, unfortunately, another victim. But the inspector says, because we were ready to jump on it, we were able to cordon off the area, and we have 3 suspects. We're fairly certain that one of these 3 is definitely the murderer. And we want you guys to assist us with the investigation. And so he takes you around the corner. He says, "None of you guys have to speak with the dead, right?"
Not that I know of.
You guys would have it.
Let me check.
He says, nah, that's all right. We put in an order to have a scroll sent over, but the bureaucracy takes so long. And there's the whole thing about, like, can you consent to bring people back from the dead temporarily to ask them questions? Causes all sorts of problems. If you guys had one, you could just do it to that corpse. We'd, be able to get some answers. But that's okay. So he takes you guys around the corner, and you see before you the 3 suspects. The first suspect is, almost 2 stories tall. It is a huge creature. It looks lizard-like, and it has a big crest. It almost kind of looks like its head's like a triceratops, but it only has one big horn, like a rhino, and then a bunch of smaller ones. It's covered in heavy armor that look like natural, like plates of armor. It's standing upright, so it stands on 2 legs, and it is at minimum 15 feet tall. Standing next to him is a 5'9" old man. He's in he's got on a red sweater vest. His hairline's receding a little bit. Something that you probably wouldn't notice if it wasn't for the fact that you're, taking the time to look at all of these people. And he looks like a little old man. And then the final one, at first you believe to be some kind of feathered simic hybrid, but upon closer examination, you realize that it's probably not a simic hybrid. It actually looks like a biblically correct Azamar, and his head is just covered in multiple little wings, and you can only see one eye through the cover. This one is wearing a uniform. It looks like they're wearing some sort of clergy robes, and they have the symbol of the illustrious Pearl Holy Order. So the one holy order you guys have not yet been to. And they say, these are the 3 individuals that were in the area when the murder happened. We're holding them for questioning. Feel free to ask him any questions.
Lunu's gonna so I'm gonna reconvening with my birds. I tell Pedro, who's actually secretly in charge. He's the
The shadow leader. I'm the shadow leader.
To collect as much information from the pigeons here to see if they've saw any of these guys or witnessed the killers.
Highs or lows?
I'm gonna go high.
Pretty much all of the pigeons in this area, since it's nighttime, were asleep.
The ones I summoned to do lookup. The ones
you guys were in a different area.
Oh.
Because remember, your guys' goal was to funnel them into this area.
Okay.
I thought you were just asking, like, have them go and ask the local pigeons.
Oh. I'm assuming the ones I summoned are dismissed, yes?
How long do they last?
They last an hour.
Did you recast them at any point?
I think. And by the way, do we have everyone here?
Yeah, everybody was able to gather up.
Okay, so we have
No.
Will. We have Will and White, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good. And White's
you-
okay. Yes.
Huh? Yes. White is not dead.
Okay.
That you're aware of.
That you're aware of.
I'm dead
Alright.
inside.
So the pigeons are asleep, so they're not going to be any help. Any other rats, cats, anything else?
Highs or lows?
Hi.
You know, a couple of the rats saw all three of them in the area, but unfortunately, they don't really give you any information that's useful. They're rats. They were kind of too busy focusing on, you know, trying to steal donuts or to make holes in the pavement.
New rat hole.
The Luster City rat hole.
Near the crime scene, are there any plants?
Yes.
I'm going to cast, and I hope this works, Speak with Plants. I'm going to quickly tell the party, alright, because they are a part of the one order we have not gotten approval of, we cannot cast Zone of Truth on them.
No, we also just have a mind flayer with us.
Yeah, it's if we cast Zone of Truth, we are going to get in some deep shit.
Not necessarily.
It's if the cops can't do it, and we got them involved now.
They said
we could do it, but in a shitty, shady way, as you described earlier.
What?
The cop was basically like, yeah, if you want to do some extracurricular police work, I'm going to look the other way.
Yeah, so we're very much allowed to use that.
No, do not take anything a cop tells you at face value.
We're not allowed to do it legally. They'll still arrest us for it.
He said, I'm not going to notice if you do anything. Not, you're allowed to do it.
Yeah, no. So the truth must be trump card here, but
No, our trump card is just our friend here who can literally read fucking minds.
Yeah, no, Will could probably do a better job.
Let me see if we can do that without doing that first.
Okay, so if you read someone's mind, is there a good chance that they will know about it?
You asked this of
I'll ask Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has so he says, well, so I've got telepathy, so I can speak in their head. So I can just try and be reading what they're thinking. But in terms of actually breaking in and reading their mind, I need to take over their mind and have them and then command them to spill their secrets. I wouldn't be able to just read it like pages. But if one of them's humming to themselves right now inside their head that they're the murderer, I'd be able to tell that. But currently, he says what they're each thinking of. He says, so the giant Triceratops man is thinking, oh man, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten anything recently. The old man is sitting there thinking, oh man, my ability to resist all charms and have Zone of Truth not affect me is going to make me seem really suspicious. I hope they don't find out.
That's making me actually suspicious.
And
We have to. We are going to have to make him say that out loud.
yeah. And then the last guy, the biblically correct Azamar, he says, is thinking to himself, being like, "Oh man, I didn't get to kill anything tonight."
Wait.
He didn't get to kill anything tonight.
Yeah, we got one. Yeah, let's not forget that the first guy said, "I'm really hungry right now." By the way, what happened to the people that...
The bodies that were all previously were slashed, but nothing was taken off them. They weren't even rubbed.
Okay, nothing was...
Mm-hmm.
No one was eaten.
Out of the reported murders, yes, no one was eaten.
Alright, I'm going to do my talk with plants real quick.
Alright. So there are there's some that's kind of like the equivalent of like Spanish moss hanging outside of a window. Someone has a small flower pot with a flower in it, and then there's a bush outside of someone's door in a pot. All of them are kind of within the area of this murder scene.
Hey guys, listen, I just gotta ask you some quick questions. So we had a murder recently. Just gotta ask, could you tell me, we got 3 guys over here. One mid-sized old man, some little old man, a great big triceratops.
He's like 5'9". He's all right. He's tall.
This 5'9", 5'9" old man. We got the triceratops man, who's like nearly 2 stories tall. I don't know if you could have felt him with your roots or felt him go pass by, or you know, or if you've noticed any anything going on with the I apologize. So we have the old man, the triceratops, I apologize, the 3rd guy.
The biblically correct Azamar.
And we have a biblically correct Azamar over here. Could you tell me if you were able to see, sense anything? Anyone want to speak up?
So the Spanish moss says the Triceratops guy, something big definitely moved through the area not too long ago, but I wasn't really able to see anything. The Spanish moss also says, also don't believe whatever the flower tells you.
What?
The flower's a liar.
Why do you say that?
Wait,
George, real quick, I need you to come over here.
Yeah.
George, I need you to cast Zone of Truth on these plants.
Wait.
I mean, we're
just
outside.
Just do it!
Okay.
I'm having a conniption. Alright, so the flower's a liar, you say?
Yeah, so after a little bit, Austin, you feel the flower fail its save. Something that you've never felt before with Stone of Truth. So you're like, all right, it can only speak the truth now.
George is dumbfounded, like, what the
I'm talking to plants. Give me a moment.
Connar, highs or lows?
This is the dumbest shit I've done in D&D ever. I fucking hate speak with plants.
The flower says, look, you know, I didn't see anybody do it, but I'm pretty sure it was the giant Triceratops guy. Look at him. Look how big he is. The bush then speaks up and says, if you were 15 feet walking through a city, why would you like try and murder someone? You're very obviously going to get caught. It has to be one of the other two. And the flower says, look, although I cannot lie underneath this zone of truth, I'll be honest. I was going to tell you it was that guy in the sweater because he is the owner of that bush over there. And so if he went off to prison, that bush wouldn't get watered and he would die.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
And then the bush says, I knew you were trying to kill me. The Spanish moss says, yeah, the old guy lives in the area. He probably also was hanging out in this specific area. The Azamar though, we haven't seen go through this area at all.
Okay, duly noted. This is the flower, a bush, and the moss.
Yeah. The moss seems pretty straight up. The flower and the bush have some kind of beef. The bush is owned by the man in the sweater vest.
Bush, lay it through with me, real quick. I just want to judge the man with the vest real quick. When's the last time he watered you?
He says this, well, like yesterday morning.
When's the last time he used fertilizer with you?
He says he does it about every 6 months.
Okay.
Which is pretty standard.
Okay, so he's a good plant owner, alright. What does he use to fertilize you?
He says, I don't know, he just, whatever the local brand is. I mean, like, it's not like anything fancy. It's not like
is it
I'm
in
like,
a bag or something like that?
Yeah, it comes like in a bag, you know,
What
like
kind of bag?
a lot of places have plants here because like there wouldn't be plants if we didn't if people weren't taking care of them. So they've got kind of a service that comes through and drops off stuff every now and then. You just pay for it. You know, sometimes some people won't do the service, and you know they'll go to the store and pick it up. I think that's what he does.
All right. Duly noted. So you can give this man an alibi.
He says an alibi. No, I don't. Like he was in the area, like he lives here. So I don't know if that would be considered an alibi. But look, man, if he goes to prison, I'm gonna need you to water me.
We'll make sure of it, buddy. Listen. I do want to know. And these are plants I specifically are talking to that are like near the body, if you will.
Yeah.
Can you give me a little bit information, like what happened during the time of the murder here?
So the old man and the giant Triceratops were all kind of in the area very shortly around the same time. The person who is no longer alive and will soon become one with the dirt, they say. Um, Walked in and fell down very quickly, almost as if something had hit her from kind of far away. The closest one to her when it happened was probably the giant Triceratops. But like I said, he was a good 15 feet away when it happened, at least.
Yeah, and she was hit from a range, so it could be any one of them. All right, guys, do you have any questions you want me to ask the local foliage flora?
I don't know if I have anything to ask the foliage, but can we investigate the wound? Because like if it came from a ways away, and
Yeah.
Thank you for your time here today, guys.
I was also going to ask, investigate. What about the bag? Like, where do they put the bag when it's done?
Oh yeah, where do they put that bag? By the way, the fertilizer, if you may ask.
Oh, you asked the bush?
Yeah.
He says, I don't know. He brings it inside. Maybe he throws it out. Maybe he uses it for something else.
Okay.
That's too far away for me to be able to tell.
All right. Also, I hate to tell you this, you have limited movement right now. You can go wherever you want.
I don't think he can uproot themselves.
Oh yeah, that's right. They can't.
Mm-hmm.
They can.
You do notice that the flower, it does look as if it's trying to extend its leaves in like a choking manner towards the bush.
For freedom.
To put it, they're on opposite sides of the street. So it's like it looks like it's like trying to mentally like squeeze them.
All right, listen, flower. You're going to lose sentience in about a few minutes.
Says, give me the ability to kill him before I lose sentience.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to my friends. I'll see you later, flower.
The Spanish moss says, "Look, I warned you about the flower, okay?"
No, you're a good guy, Spanish moss. I know a guy named Fern. He'd be looking for good people like you. Fern and Spanish moss in.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys. I've done everything I can over here. I've interrogated. I tell him everything that I heard from the plants.
Yeah. Do you also fill the inspector in?
I'm gonna talk to these guys first, and then as soon as we get a proper lead,
he's off to the side smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I want to actually get a proper lead before we start making accusations.
Yeah, the homicidal flower isn't really the best source of information.
Yeah. Spanish moss, surprisingly informative. The bush, he's biased.
Yeah, he's got skin in the game.
Yeah, he's got skin in the game. I trust him. But yeah, no. What did we want to inspect first? The wound.
Yeah, I want to see the wound.
All right.
Roll me a medicine check.
I can do that.
If someone's trained in medicine, they can give you advantage.
Would you like me to do it? Because I am not trained, but I am good at it.
Oh, I have medicine as well. I can assist.
All right.
All right, roll with advantage.
I can do that.
Can you guidance yourself?
I can get. I can use wheel which can give me a d6 if you allow it, or if you allow me to guidance.
I'll let you use one, but not both.
All right. So that's an extra d6. 17 altogether.
Nice. So it looks as if the person was stabbed, actually, several times with like a knife or a dagger. You are able to see that there's like a little bit of bruising around where the knife is, so you would assume that whatever the blade was, it almost looks as if like there was then a larger part that was like made of something like wood or metal, almost like a hilt. So it seems like the wounds don't necessarily match up with the concept of it being a ranged weapon that the plant said implied it to be.
Wait, which plant said it was a ranged weapon?
All three of them agreed that the person died with the person being closest to them was the Triceratops person at about 15 feet.
All right.
But, they also don't have eyes or that kind of stuff, so everything's kind of like the exact details of what happened isn't going to be there. They just know he was standing a good distance away.
It was better than nothing and relying on these guys.
Could I try and do a survival check to look for, like, tracks or something around the body, like footprints, anything like that?
Yeah.
I can assist if you'd like.
I would appreciate. Because I'm rolling low today.
I can use my last wheel on you.
I'll also use my last thing.
I'll say it probably won't matter because the stone, the sidewalk's made out of stone, and it is like a city. It's not like necessarily it wouldn't be
any blood prints or anything like that.
No. Like all of those like kind of obvious things like tracks and that kind of stuff, you don't see.
Okay.
I guess we start talking to these guys.
Yeah,
who do you want to talk to first?
I guess we'd be talking to
Triceratops?
Yeah, I think we should talk to them one at a time though.
Alright. So you wanna speak to the Triceratops first?
Yeah, and I asked Will to come over here to be sort of a our thought detector. Do not mind this taller version of me over here. We're just going to be asking you a few questions. Hopefully you get to leave later today. How are you feeling?
He says, I'm hungry.
Why are you hungry?
He says, I haven't had my meal.
What do you usually have to eat?
He says, meat.
Well, I do not have any meat, but I do have a cascade berry.
He, like, puts out, like, a finger.
Yep.
And it's huge.
I put
and
it
like
on...
just in front of you, like,
I give him a singular berry.
He eats it. And he says, well, that has provided me with sustenance. Thank you, small one.
Hey, happy to help.
Even though it didn't taste very good.
I understand that you are a lover of meat.
Says yes.
So,
I wrote some poetry about the best steak I ever had.
So
I won't need to sing it to you unless you really want me to. Most people don't want to hear about the post.
You know what? After this, if it turns out it's not you or something, I definitely want to hear it.
Actually, I'd quite like to hear his poetry.
Not right now.
What if he gave us a lead?
Okay, give us the song.
So he breaks into
freestyle rap.
No. It's like a deep voice, slow poem. And as you're listening to it, you are fairly certain that the type of meat that he is singing about is some kind of like human or elf or dwarf. Once he finishes, he says, "Oh, but of course, we're not allowed to eat people here. So I can't get the same level of quality anymore that I used to be able to get."
Oh, so you used to eat people?
Says, "Well, I mean, like, if when you go home, when in Rome, you do as the Romans."
That's stony people.
Where are you from?
He says, well, my people at one point lived amongst the stars, but most of my family traverses the god wastes, desperately trying to cling to survival.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's very nice.
He says, "We're all poets."
I bet you are. So here's another quick question. So our good lady over there got murdered. What happened? If you could give me a quick story of what you saw here today.
Mm-hmm. He says, "Well, I usually have to kind of like focus on my feet when I walk, so I don't step on anything. So I really didn't see anything, but I did hear the person scream. But by the time I kind of got my bearings, there was police everywhere."
Okay. Did you have any a knife on you by chance? Do you mind if we take the search around here?
He pulls out a really big club and he puts it down and he says, "I carry this around for self-defense."
No,
He says, "I have a permit for it."
Very much. I'm glad you do. Always important. Lunu's whispering to himself, "We have to have a permit for our weapons."
Bubbles is just like, "No, you don't need stinking permits when you're my friend."
Lunu's like, "Okay, thank you. If you could set the club to the side here. I'm gonna have you have a seat in just a moment, while we talk with the other two, folks over there."
Mm-hmm. He says, "Oh, we haven't, like, fully introduced ourselves yet."
Oh, I apologize. I am a friend, I'm Lou. Your name?
He says, "My name is Myrtleizer Throat Slasher."
Where was she slashed? The side, right?
She was stabbed several times, not in the throat.
Okay.
He says, no. Throat Slasher is my family name.
You just happen to be a myrtleizer.
No. That's my name. My name is Myrtleizer.
That's what I was saying. Were you thinking I was implying something?
I don't know. I do kind of get that a lot. Being, a 15-foot tall rhinoceros triceratops man from space that eats human flesh because it's the most delicious thing in the entire world. And all of a sudden, I'm the main suspect.
You have to understand, on a planet where a good majority of the population is human, you could understand a few concerns.
He says, I'm sure a good amount of you eat each other anyway.
Not really.
He says, well, I mean, you guys are missing out.
Not usually, anyway. Well, Myrtleizer, it was a pleasure speaking to you. Did you happen to know this woman, by the way?
He looks over, and he says, no, I don't think I've ever seen her before, in my life.
Is the time when I just told you to look at her, is that actually the first time you actually saw her?
He says, well, no, I believe she walked past me as she was going down the road. So I probably was the last person to see her alive besides her murderer.
And you didn't witness the event.
No. Like I said, I was really kind of focused on making sure I didn't bump into anything, and I was kind of looking down at my feet.
Okay, if I could, I'm just gonna roll a quick insight.
Yeah.
Just
George
to
would
grab
like
the.
George
Can
in with
anyone
them?
assist me on an insight check?
Not me.
On an insight check. No.
Blair?
When you say assist,
Like, give me advantage if you are skilled in the skill check.
not skilled. Sorry.
Alright, wheel
I
and
can
woe.
give you a D3 for 10 minutes.
Please do.
Alright, will do.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that D3.
Okay, do you want to roll it or do I?
No, you roll it.
2.
A total of 14.
So, you're pretty sure he's leaving something out from the story. Given the fact that he has admitted to eating people in the past and is willing to eat people in the future, he's probably not really like a good person to kind of have in the town, no matter what. But you do get the feeling that he is nervous about the whole situation. That's something that you would get generally. You also get the feeling, though, that part of him is you've noticed a couple of times that he's looked over down the street, kind of moved his eyes around a little bit. And you get the feeling that this guy's smarter than he lets on. That he's kind of pretending to be dumber than he actually is.
Okay.
But you don't know if that's because he thinks that it's going to be pinned on him, or that he did it.
Hey, buddy, what's going on down that street over there?
He says, I don't know. I haven't been able to leave the spot since the police, cordoned off the area.
Buddy, you can see over the buildings. I know you can tell me what's going on.
He says, so he stands up, and he gets on his tippy toes, and he looks over, and he says, nothing. I don't see anything over there.
Okay. You guys have anything else I should ask him real quick before I ask him to sit down? Because he's definitely leading us on here. Actually, I'm gonna ask, aren't they all wearing the same robe? Or something like that?
No. This guy is just wearing like very basic like cloth coverings.
Yeah, aren't
the old man is wearing a sweater vest. And then
they're all members of the same place, right?
No. Only the Azamar is a member of the order.
Okay.
And he was the one that the plant said that they didn't see. And he was sad that he didn't get to kill anything.
So, like, we could zone of truth the other two.
We could zone of truth
like,
this guy and the old man, but we can't zone of truth the other guy.
Well, remember, the old man in his head was worried that it was going to come out that zone of truth doesn't work on him.
Yeah, that's also the thing. So it would only work on this guy. Hey, I don't want to pin something on you here. You seem like, you're really, accommodating to the culture around you of not eating your fellow man. And I do appreciate that about you. I know what it's like. I too am an immigrant.
They thought you said cannibal.
He says, I'm not a cannibal, I'm eating different species.
I know you're a smart guy. I know you have to be because you're not stepping on people. And I don't want to pin this on you. So I really want to know, what happened when the girl was murdered? And if anyone wants
roll me a diplomacy check. Persuasion.
Anyone want to take the lead or give me a advantage?
Blair, do you
Perception? Persuasion. I mean, I have a +5. I could take the lead.
I have a plus.
Hey, buddy.
So yes. Oh no!
Wait.
No.
Well, so that would be the 14 because Austin can help.
Yeah.
So it's not a nat 1, but the combination of all of you guys talking to him. Let's see here. You tied. Reroll.
You have advantage, Steven.
All right. Should I rolled that one twice?
So he says, let's see, how would he word this? He says, look, I can tell, you guys aren't the cops. It's part of the reason why I'm talking to you at all. I've already told the inspector that I'm not talking till I get a lawyer here. But I'll try and help you with the investigation as best as I can. I didn't see either of the other two on the street before the murder happened. But I have heard of that guy, and he points to the Azamar. He says he's known as the Inquisitor, and he's insane. He's got bloodlust. If anybody was going to be, going off the rails, it's going to be that guy. But like I said, I don't want to point fingers because people do that to me all the time. But if it's one of the three of us, that's who I'm putting it on.
All right. Thank you for your time here. Have a seat. And thank you for being honest with us here. Okay.
He sits down.
We want you. We don't want to pin this on anybody, but we need to be able to. We're gonna have to be able to clear your name here. And thank you for that poignant information here. Who should we talk to next? I think we should talk to the old man next, and then finally the Inquisitor. We bring over the old man.
Yep.
Anyone want to lead the charge with the old man, or...
Was the old man that owned the bush?
Yeah, he owns the bush.
Yeah.
So so his house is like right here.
Okay. Before you do, can I see what's in like the trash bag or like the trash can?
You want to just like rummage through the back of his
I want
stuff?
to see if there's evidence before we speak to him.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Everyone want to help?
I'll use my reaction to use my... No, I'm not gonna help Austin. I can't.
I can help with perception.
Okay.
All right. I'll allow it.
So, yeah, Blair and I will talk to the old man.
While you're going through his stuff, it just looks like a very normal old man. Like you're even able to peek in through the windows, and nothing screams serial killer that you can see just by rummaging through his stuff. You could try and break into his house. You don't have a warrant, and the cops said they would look the other way. If you wanted to like really kind of like go through and search his entire place, but that would be technically against the rules. But like I said, the cops said that they were going to look the other way.
Yep. All right. Steven, what should we ask him first? Message me.
I'll let them roleplay, and then I'll make my decision on what to do.
Okay.
What did we hear from his mind read again? Sorry, it was a bit ago.
We heard from their mind thing. The two things we know about this guy is, one, he takes care of the bush. And we know from the mind read that Zone of Truth and
Charmed effects
do not work on him.
Very interesting.
Hello, sir. My name is Lou. This is Blair.
He says, what fine young child, and he kind of looks over, guardian you have here?
Thank you.
No.
My mom works hard to look as good as she does. Would you like a berry?
He takes one. He says, "Oh, I haven't had one of these in years."
Yeah, no, they're pretty good.
Is Basil still like invisible?
Yes. Basil is still invisible.
Is he confused that he now has a new sibling?
I feel like Basil is like not even in the interrogation room. He's getting a candy bar outside.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are outside. You're still in like the street. But it is entirely possible that yes, Basil is distracted trying to get food somewhere. But you don't have confirmation about that. You're pretty sure you heard him say something when he first showed up. So you're pretty sure he's in the area.
He's either getting food or he's very confused as to why he has a new sibling now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two.
Or maybe he's distracted because he saw someone in the mirror dimension he's trying to break in.
That too. I can't wait to go to the mirror dimension one day during this campaign. It's gonna be fun. Anyways.
So,
good sir, what do you do for a living around here?
He says, "Oh, I'm a retired painter."
Oh, really? What art did you do?
He says, "I mostly did set design for a lot of the local theater productions."
Oh, okay. And I guess what do you do now, living out your days in retirement?
I don't know. I take care of my plant. I go on long walks. I still paint, just to kind of fill the time more than as a way to generate income. Although sometimes I do get to sell some of them.
What kind of paintings do you do now?
He says, I mostly do like scenery. That's kind of where I, working on like building things for the painting for the shows, doing things like that. I still try and keep up with.
Interesting. You wouldn't have to have any of these paintings on you now, would you?
He says, "Well, I live in that house over there. There should be some in there if you wanted to take a look at them."
Sure, let's do it. Let's go in there really quick.
Yep.
All right, so you bring the guy over to the house. You open up. He pulls out a key, opens up the door. You follow him in.
Yeah.
Highs or lows?
Hopefully, Basil following us. Hi.
Hi.
So you guys walk into a side room that's kind of like an art studio, and he says, "This is what I'm currently working on," and he takes off. It's a picture. It looks like a medieval castle on green flowing hills. He says, "When I was young, I traveled around, and I saw some things that you don't usually see here. So I was really able to kind of bring that in. A lot of times, people that just kind of grew up in Aethervathy, they really don't know what the outside world kind of looks like because everything kind of looks different in here. So I try and, paint, scenery that you wouldn't see in Aethervathy. And, like the rolling hills, the only thing you kind of get close to that is an Ormos. And those aren't hills, they're stalagmites, stalactites. It's not really the same thing.
I have
Okay.
a quick question. Just to inquire here, did you know those other two guys outside? You seen them around the neighborhood?
He says, "I've never seen him before, but I recognize the Inquisitor. I don't know very much about him, just that he's a captain in the Order of the Illustrious Pearl. Besides that, I would know. If it wasn't for the fact that he's got kind of such a distinctive look, I don't think I would have recognized him. And then the other guy, I've never seen him around here before in my life, and he has a very distinctive thing. I think I know if this guy was living, even within like a mile or two of me, and I've never seen him before.
So he doesn't live around here?
If he like, I mean, I don't even think there's a building within the short range that would be able to house him. Like, unless he's got like something that lets him shrink down in size.
And I wanna roll insight real quick just to.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I might do that later just to get the vibe of our entire conversation. I do want to ask him, or tell him. So before we talk to you here, I'm going to be straight up honest with you because I'm not the cop. I spoke to your bush. We like
He
to
says
ask the local flora what happens around.
He says, I sometimes talk to my plants too.
No, I have magic that allows me to speak with plants. Unless you have that too.
He says, no, they've never spoken back to me.
Yeah, no, he actually likes you. He appreciates your service.
No, I mean, I make sure to water him pretty frequently.
Yeah, no, he's quite attached. I will say that.
Yeah. You talk to that flower across the street, I always get bad vibes from that flower.
That flower despises the bush. I'm not sure how it feels about you.
Yeah, well, the flower's owner is kind of a jerk, too.
Tell me more about it.
No, he says he's just an angry man. He's been on vacation, though, so I don't think he would have seen anything.
All right. Next thing I want to ask, do you know the victim?
Says, I didn't really get a good look at her. It's kind of a gruesome thing to see. So I didn't really, like, stand there. But no, I don't think I know her.
All right.
Says, like, this is a little bit more of, like, like the entertainment, district. We get a lot of people that kind of move through here. I live here because I'm a craftsperson, so I've, like, converted my house into a shop back before I was retired. So she could have been from anywhere.
Yeah, I'm going to quietly cast guidance on myself and insight check here.
All right, roll it.
I don't need guidance.
Are you sure?
I'll do it. Fine, whatever. 27.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this guy's been pretty honest with you from the beginning. You can definitely tell that he's, like, scared of you guys, and that's definitely pulling from the fact that he's got some magical stuff. You haven't, like, pressed him about it, so you don't really know where it comes from. You know that he's aware of it, and that he thinks that it makes him look sketchy. But you do get the feeling that he's more worried about looking sketchy than, like, feeling, like, guilty or that he's about to be caught.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to do something. I haven't been able to do it over here yet. I got this spell called Detect Magic. I just want to inspect here because we weren't, we wanted to see what was going on, if there was any magical influence involved with the murder here today. You wouldn't mind me casting it around here, right?
He says, no, not at all.
All right, I cast it. Using ritual.
Yeah, you don't sense any, like, magical artifacts or anything. The guy's not, like, giving off, like, a magic aura or anything like that.
So his immunity isn't a magic thing?
It's not like it's caused by, like, a magic item. It's probably, like, an innate ability.
Would I be able to sense that or no?
No. It's like, you can't use Detect Magic to find out, like a Dragonborn's breath weapon, or if someone's, like, a spellcaster. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that. Like, something have to actively be giving off magic.
Okay.
So it's not like the fact that he has the magic means that he glows under detect magic the entire time. It's maybe if you like put him in zone of truth, and so it was like activated, maybe you'd be able to see something.
Listen, I'm also going to let you know, we had a minor telepath working with us. We did overhear a thing talking about you not being able to be charmed. You were kind of freaking out about it earlier. I don't want to be rude. I'm going to be completely honest with you here, because once again, I am not the cop.
So at first, his eyes kind of flash with fear, but then he kind of has like a little realization, and it looks like he calms down, and he says, "Oh, well, if you could read our minds, then go on ahead, read mine. I'm completely innocent, and if one of those other guys did it, I'm sure you'll be able to read their minds to find out. Yeah, I've got an ability that like prevents me from being charmed. The magic never worked on me. Zone of Truth doesn't work on me. A couple of other spells." But mind reading, I guess, does, if you were able to read my mind.
Blair, could you call Will into the room here?
Yes. Squilliam, please, we need your assistance.
He comes in, and he says, "How can I be of assistance?"
If you could do a deeper probe on this guy's mind, I just want to make sure that he's innocent here.
So you want...
jaw is about to bite
he says, "All right," and he casts Detect Thoughts, which does a lot of stuff. So he Will says, "Nope, doesn't work. He's immune."
He's immune?
Yeah, like the stuff I was doing before was just my telepathy. So like I can still like talk to you and like get messages back. But in terms of like actively going in there, it's just completely blocked off. The guy's eyes kind of like, he looks like sad for a second, like and then he says, well, see, that's what I was afraid of. Now I see that seems like I'm trying to hide something. I promise you, I didn't kill that poor woman."
Hey, calm down, calm down. Listen. I'm just going to ask you real quick if you could, if you would allow us to take a search around here, and I just want to, we're going to keep you here until we're finished questioning everybody here, just to be sure.
He says, "Yeah, search whatever you guys need."
All right, I just want to get your consent here, because once again, not a cop.
Alright.
And last question I want to ask: what were you doing around the time of the murder? Did you hear anything?
He says, "No, I was a street over. Once I heard the woman scream, I came running. I was heading in this direction anyway, because this is where I live. I know I wasn't supposed to go out during curfew, but I just kind of get restless, and sometimes I just go for a walk." And,
why were you? I want to roll another insight here.
Yeah, and then he says, "And so I was coming back, and then I heard the yelling, and I ran, and by the time I got here, there was police everywhere. It seemed like they were kind of waiting in this area."
Fuck me.
I mean, you're still getting the same vibes as you were before.
Okay. Yeah.
real quick. I might check further just to see
Yeah,
if
you
there
can
was
give this
anything.
guy.
Yeah, what do you ask him?
Oh no, I meant like I thought I was like checking his house further to see if there's anything. What?
Oh yeah, you want to investigate the
Yeah,
house?
so you and Cinna can do that.
Yeah, see
All
if
right,
there's
yeah.
not like anything secret.
Both of you roll me investigation checks.
Nothing investigation. Right?
I'm sorry I'm talking so much, guys. I love fucking investigation. Like, I hate cops, but I love police procedurals. So this is fucking. So this is.
Yeah, 8.
Mine is
Senna?
2. I got a 2.
Yeah, you got 2. Actually, can I check something? Rather than use like perception, can I detect have like a divine sense to see if there's like any bad mojo going on?
Yes, you can do that as well. I will say, with your combination of your 8 and 2, you do find in his closet a long sword that's kind of just like up on a shelf. And you're like, oh, maybe this is the murder weapon. And when you pull it down, it's very clearly a prop longsword.
No evidence on it.
No, it looks like it's made out of wood. It's designed, like Macbeth or something.
So we know our victim has bruises, but also was stabbed. Am I correct saying that?
Yeah, it's like whatever stabbed them had a flat part of it at the end of the blade that hit into them as well.
Okay. So it's the pommel. How deep was the stab wound? Like all the way through to the other side, or?
It was. It probably would have gone through an arm, but not completely through like a chest or something. So, the blade itself was probably not super large.
Okay.
But definitely lethal.
All right.
Almost as if it was designed to be the smallest possible while still being lethal.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time here today.
By the way, before I leave, we kind of leave. George makes sure everything we rummage through is like
put back. We're not cops.
Yeah.
So you try and minimize the mess to the best of your abilities.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you have one individual left.
Ro, I have one last question for our guy, the first guy. It was something we didn't I wanted to ask him real quick. Reversing time if please, or I could just ask him real quick now.
Yeah.
What was he doing in the area?
He says that he lives in the outskirts of town, and it just it takes him a long time to get home because he works on the other side of the city.
Okay. So this was his commute, and with my insight check on him, would I have to roll a new one, or?
Oh yeah, you can roll a new one for that statement.
All right. Let's fucking go. 26.
Yeah, I mean, you still have been getting that, like, him not giving you, like, the full details.
Yeah, more. Also want to ask him what he does for work.
Mhm.
Along with
so, yeah, so for work, he says, you know, I'm a big guy. I work in construction. You know, my goal is to eventually, you know, become a poet that I can recite. You know, I want to be be a theater production person. You know, that's why I moved here. And but you do get the feeling that at least like the poetry is definitely like a passion of themselves. You know, he was definitely being 100% honest when he was like, "Oh yes, my family eats people out in the god wastes, and when I go home, I'll probably do it again." It's not like he's like trying to like throw stuff out as red herrings. Those are things that he actually believes. But in terms of like what specifically he was doing here, he's probably not giving you the full story.
So why do you travel through this side of town? To get home.
He says, honestly, I got a little bit lost tonight. You know, I go where there's different construction.
Remember,
I'm still fairly new to the city, so I end up getting sometimes turned around.
Insight 20.
32.
That's not probably you're still getting the feeling that he's going around the actual issue.
Buddy, come on. Tell me the truth.
He says, I don't know what you mean.
You're not being straight with me here.
He says, well, you know, like I told those cops, you know, maybe it's better if we if I do an official report through a lawyer.
Buddy, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even with a lawyer, if you remain a suspect and we don't get this narrowed down, you know, it's not gonna look good for you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Blair, do you want to assist me here?
I could just roll the persuasion if you want.
Yeah, I'll have you say it if that's okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
25.
You guys have been doing some pretty good rolls here. Some pretty good rolls. He says, "Yeah, I think you're right. I'm not going to be able to get away without giving you guys the full truth. You'll always see to me." And he goes to swing at you, actually.
Me?
But before he can actually get his attack in, an invisible force hits the mallet back, and he kind of stumbles. And he's like, "I should have guessed that you guys would have protection." And that's where I think we're gonna cut for tonight. On the cliffhanger, you guys have flushed him out. He's trying to make a run for it because he realizes he's trapped. This is the murderer.
Was old guy.
So this is
the old guy was fine.
We have no
the guy named Murderizer was the murder.
Yeah.
The murderer.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, some people call that foreshadowing.
He's I like to mention I did it. I murdered her.
Yeah.
For tiny
and then
knife?
like goes to like try and swing at you, but Basil, given the fact that he was invisible protecting you guys, was able to intercept that attack.
You also see a candy
no
bar.
surprise around.
There's also a candy bar on the ground.
Yeah.
Left to get candy again.
Yeah. So
Basil, you know it's 9 p.m.
I'll bring out a picture of what you guys are up against next time.
It's scary.
So scary.
Oh, he's so cute though.
A full moon on the Sabbath?
Wait.
Hold on, I got my character sheet covering him. Where the fuck is he?
I can't believe that.
He's so cute though.
Hold on, I can't see him.
He's kind of adorable. If not for the fact that there's a smaller man next to him.
Does he come with the smaller man?
That's just one of the police officers.
Who's about to get murderized.
I feel like I've seen... I think this is from the new Book of Giants.
More than likely, yes. No spoilers, Asta. Don't read what their abilities could do. Also, I may have changed them a little bit.
Oh, goody.
Alright. Hey, I'm Boosh/Connar/who's playing Lunu. You can find me, Boosh, I Can Join Artists, on Blue Sky and Instagram, and Con the Artist on Twitter. You can also follow me, Connar, on here on YouTube. Watch our D&D vids. We're uploading more videos now. New stuff, or really stuff from last year that I wasn't able to upload sooner due to the computer crapping out on me. But that's not
regulars.
You know, we're gonna get stuff uploaded soon. And join us here on Discord. Be our friend. We try to do we do fun stuff in October. We do fun stuff every evening. But join the Conjoin Artist Discord. And you know, if we're cool, maybe you'll get to play with D&D with us one day. Who knows? I'm gonna pass this over to Austin.
Yep, you can find me at. Anyway, Tasura.
Hello, I'm Tasura. I was a cool kid who was invited to play D&D all those years ago.
Yep.
You can find me in places. I exist. I'm in the Discord. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on other sources. I'm on like FaceTime. You can like hit me up. I'm on fucking TikTok doing wet look or something. I don't know. But hey, let's give this to Steven.
Ah, yes, of course. The Steven plug. Yes, you can find me at Venty on YouTube, Twitch. Venty179 at Twitch, 79 on Twitter, and like, that's basically it. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Maybe more Draft League content soon. Otherwise, I got nothing. Bye. Let's go up to Tom.
Hi guys, my name is Tom. My plug for today is don't include pigeons in your game. Your party will fight you. Even though you had a restaurant that was run entirely by pigeons and no one questioned it. But then all of a sudden there are pigeons in the town.
Those were higher up.
No, I was not confused why there were pigeons. I would have assumed there was pigeons. It's the fact that there aren't seagulls. which are the pigeons of the coast. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's my plug today. Watch out about putting pigeons in your game.
It's bad luck to kill a seabird, Tom.
Well, it's a good thing they're pigeons then.
Good. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Also, I had Austin cast Zone of Truth on a fucking plant.
You didn't have to.
True.
It was very clever, though.
Objectively happened.
Very true. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Night.